Hello everyone and welcome to Stardew Valley, a farming game released about 5 years ago by one man, which in my opinion is quite the impressive feat. When I started playing Stardew Valley, I found myself just overwhelmed by how much Concerned Ape managed to fit into the game, which in my opinion is a great thing. So to try and help new players, especially with patch 1.5 just dropping, I'm going to be making some videos going over key parts of the game and what I'm going to be calling Learning Stardew. Today we're going to go over what may be the most important part of a farming game, which is the farming. We're going to be looking at my year 2 summer farm, but the farming mechanics stay the same across all seasons, minus winter. The only difference is the types of crops that will grow in each season. In order to start farming, you'll need to clear some space on your farm with a few tools that the game gives you, and you'll need some season-specific seeds. For this video, I'm going to be growing melons and peppers, but you can plant any seed you'd like. Seeds can be purchased from Pierre or Joja Mart, which is open on Wednesdays, unlike Pierre's, although Joja Mart charges more than Pierre, so I would only go there if you need seeds, absolutely, and it's a Wednesday. In order to clear space on your farm, you'll need to use your axe to remove wood, your scythe to remove grass and weeds, and your pickaxe to remove stones. You'll only be able to destroy the large logs and the large stones with gold versions of those tools, so just worry about the small ones for the moment. Once you have some space cleared on your farm, you'll be able to do the actual farming. In order to plant seeds, you'll need to take your hoe out and till the earth. Your basic hoe can only till one tile, but as you upgrade it, it'll be able to do more at once, and eventually you'll be able to do a 3x6 pattern, or 18 tiles at once. Once you have tilled earth, you'll need to plant your crops. If you're on PC, go into your inventory and right-click the area that you tilled with your seeds in your hand. If the area is tilled, it'll plant the crops, and if it's not tilled, there will be a red box indicating you can't plant there. The last thing you'll need to do is water the seeds, otherwise the seeds won't grow into crops, and they even have a chance of dying, which will result in you wasting your money. Once they're planted and watered, you just need to water them daily until they're ready for harvest, at which point you can sell them, give them as gifts to villagers that like them, enter them into the Stardew Valley Fair in fall. You can eat them, you can cook them, you can process them, which we'll go about processing in another video. There's a lot of different options of what you can do with it, but typically you either process them and sell them. The game has a quality system. Regular quality has no star in the bottom left. Silver star indicates that it's one up from regular quality and sells for 25% more. Gold star is one up from silver and sells for 50% more. And iridium is the highest and doubles the profit. However, crops can't get to iridium quality. They only go up to gold. To increase the quality of your crops, you can increase your farming skill, which is done by farming and gathering the crops when they're ready. You can also eat a farmer's lunch, for example, which is done by cooking 1 egg and 1 milk into an omelet, and then combining that omelet with a parsnip. And that will add 3 to your farming level. So if your farming level is 9, your temporary level will be 12. You will need the first house upgrade from Robin, which gives you access to the kitchen, however, to cook the farmer's lunch. On top of your skill level, you can also place down a fertilizer, which you can either craft or purchase from Pierre's, which has a chance to raise the quality of the crops. You will need to put the fertilizer down before you plant the crops, however, otherwise you can't use the fertilizer on the plant. To give an example of how quality works, a regular melon sells for 250 gold, a silver sells for 312, and a gold sells for 375 gold. Harvesting a melon will give you 27 XP towards your next farming level as well. Each season gives you an opportunity to grow different kinds of crops. In spring, there are 12 different crops that you can grow, as seen on screen right now. In summer, you have 13 different kinds of crops you can grow. And in fall, you have 10 different kinds of crops. As an example, the peppers and melons I'm growing in this video only grow during the summertime. If I try to plant them in a different season, or if I don't harvest them by the first of fall, they'll die and I'll have to remove them with my scythe. Another part of farming that you can do are fruit trees. I currently don't have any fruit trees on my farm, but we can still go over them. Fruit trees can be purchased, or the fruit seeds themselves can be purchased from Pierre's and every other location you can purchase seeds. The traveling vendor has a chance, but for right now let's just focus on Pierre as the main source of our seeds. Fruit trees take 28 days to grow before they produce fruit, so if you want to grow a tree in the fall, I recommend planting it at the beginning of summer so it can begin producing fruit as soon as fall starts. Each tree can have up to 3 fruit on it, which means once you see 3 fruit on the tree, you need to harvest them from the tree, otherwise no more fruit will grow until you harvest those 3 that are up there. In the spring, the 2 kinds of trees you can have are apricots or cherries. In the summer, you can grow bananas, mangoes, oranges, or peaches. And in the fall, you can grow apples and pomegranates. In the winter, you can't grow anything, no crops, no trees. One big benefit to fruit trees is that they continue to produce fruit year after year, so you don't have to clear them off your farm when the next season begins, and you also don't have to worry about them dying. The last part of the basics of farming is the skills section. Higher farming skill gives you a higher chance for higher quality crops, less energy usage when using the watering can and hoe, and skill choices at level 5 and 10. At level 5, you can either select Rancher, which makes animal products sell for 20% more, or Tiller, like I selected on the screen, which makes crops sell for 10% more. At level 10, if you chose Rancher, you can pick either Coop Master, which allows you to befriend coop animals quicker and cuts incubation times of eggs in half, or Shepherd, which allows you to befriend barn animals quicker and your sheep produce wool faster. If you chose Tiller at level 5, you can pick Artisan, which is what I chose, which makes artisan goods such as cheese and wine sell for 40% more, or Agriculturalist, which makes your crops grow 10% faster. Those choices are locked in, so you can't change them. If you decide to choose Tiller at level 5, you won't be able to select the Coop Master or Shepherd at level 10, and vice versa for the other skills. The way you raise your farming skill is by planting crops and harvesting crops. Each crop has a specific amount of XP assigned to it. However, farming is not a hard skill to get up, since in the farming game you'll be doing a lot of farming, so don't worry too much. You should be able to reach level 10 farming by some point in year 2. There's a lot more that you can do with farming. You can process your goods in different constructible items such as a keg, or you can age it in a cask, but right now we've gone over the basics. We'll talk about processing in another video to help along with that, but I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information today. If you're new to the game and you thought that this was helpful, liking and subscribing definitely helps. I'm going to be producing more of these videos. Next week, we're going to go over what to do in the mines, what the mine gets you, and where you can find certain gems and resources in the mine to help you upgrade your tools. And we'll go over upgrading the tools in that video as well. And before we leave, I want to do just a quick overview of what we went over in this video. In order to farm, you'll need to clear space on your farm. You'll need to use a hoe to till the ground. You can use fertilizer to increase the quality of your crops, and you can plant your seeds in the ground, water them daily, and as you can see on the right side of my farm, you can use sprinklers eventually. If you have a high enough farming level, they'll automatically water your crops for you. And then once you're done, you can sell them, you can process them, you can give them to people in town. I know Abigail loves pumpkins, so in the fall you can give her some pumpkins. I'm not biased or anything to that. And to raise your farming level, do what the game tells you. Farm. I'll see you all next time.